SuperChavo's first flight. In the heart of the vibrant neighborhood of Mexico City, a 12-year-old boy named Chavo woke up one morning feeling that something had changed within him. Since the day the mysterious lightning struck him while helping Mrs. Lupita cross the street, his life had taken an unimaginable turn. At first, it seemed like a dream. The idea of having super strength and the ability to control technology sounded like something out of a movie, but for Chavo, it was his new reality. Since discovering his powers, not a day had gone by without him wondering how to use them best. So far, he had limited himself to small heroic acts, helping carry heavy things, repairing a few household appliances in the neighborhood, and even stopping some thieves trying to escape through the narrow market streets. However, there was something he had yet to attempt, something he had imagined since the moment he felt the power coursing through his body: flying. It was a sunny afternoon, the sky tinged orange as the sun descended over the colorful rooftops of the neighborhood. Chavo, now known as Super Chavo by his friends, decided it was time to test his most daring ability: flying on his skateboard. He knew that his special board, which he controlled with his mind, had more potential than he had discovered so far. He had been practicing on a small scale, gliding at high speed through the streets, dodging cars and pedestrians. But flying, that was another level. Determined to try, Chavo mounted his skateboard in the middle of the neighborhood's main square. The area was surrounded by murals full of color and life, painted by the same neighbors Chavo had sworn to protect. A few curious onlookers gathered, as they always did, excited to see the young hero in action. "Super Chavo, do a trick," shouted the neighborhood kids. Chavo smiled at them and adjusted his green cap, the lucky charm he never took off since gaining his powers. He took a deep breath and closed his eyes for a moment, focusing on his connection to the skateboard. He felt the weight of the board beneath his feet, but he also sensed something else: a lightness, as if he and the board were one, as if he could make it lift off simply by willing it. He opened his eyes and gave a soft push to pick up speed. The skateboard responded instantly, accelerating as Super Chavo leaned forward. The wind began to hit his face, and his red cape fluttered behind him like a comet streaking across the sky. Suddenly, the sensation was different. The sound of asphalt under the wheels disappeared. Chavo looked down and saw that he was no longer touching the ground. He was flying. Not too high, but enough for the houses and people to look smaller than usual. Chavo's heart raced with a mix of excitement and awe. "I'm flying," he shouted with a blend of surprise and joy. The neighbors watching from below began to clap and cheer with excitement. "Super Chavo is flying," they chanted. With a broad smile on his face, Super Chavo decided to go higher. He rose above the rooftops, surpassing the neighborhood church tower, one of the tallest structures in the area. From up there, the world looked completely different. He could see the bustling streets, the lively markets, the children running and playing in the parks. But he also noticed something else: a group of masked men running toward a black van in a dark corner. Chavo wasted no time. With a quick turn, he dove down toward the street. His skateboard carried him at incredible speed, crossing the distance in seconds. The masked men, surprised by the sudden appearance of the flying young hero, tried to flee, but Super Chavo was one step ahead. Using his ability to control technology, he manipulated the van's electronic locks, sealing its doors. "You're not going anywhere," exclaimed Super Chavo, landing in front of them. The men tried to run in different directions, but Chavo, with his enhanced speed, easily caught up to them. Within minutes, he had them immobilized, waiting for the local police to arrive. When everything was over, Chavo returned to the square, where the neighbors awaited him with cheers and applause. Super Chavo did it again, some said. But for Chavo, this wasn't just another heroic act. He had taken his first big step toward mastering his powers. He had flown. And with that flight, he knew he was now ready to face bigger challenges, not just in his neighborhood but beyond. That night, as Chavo walked home, he reflected on what he had learned. Flying wasn't just about speed or technical skill. It was about confidence, about believing in himself and what he could achieve. And as he looked up at the stars shining over Mexico City, he knew this was just the beginning of many more adventures where he would have to fly, not just to face evil, but to inspire everyone around him. The hero of the neighborhood was just getting started.